Today, I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to read more. All right. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. This is your new book bestie, Reina, and I have a new toy today. I am going to be testing out this new mic that I got on Amazon. We had bought these pink ones that were so cute and everything. They were very popular on TikTok Shop, but they just did not work for me. I don't know. I mean, the quality was just not the best. So we'll see how this mic does. I've been wanting a mic is because I do live right next to a train. So sometimes the train goes by and you can hear it. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about, oh wait, I took notes. Today I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to read more. Whether your goal in 2025 is to read more books or get back into reading, I'm going to tell you what worked for me and what's been working for others. Let's get into it. First tip that I'm going to give you is to start with the genre you already like. I am pretty sure that you read at least a book or two back when you were a child or when you were a teen or something. If you didn't, it's okay. I'm still going to give you an idea of to understand what genre do you like if you have not been reading or if you were just not a reader. Think of movies. What type of movies do you enjoy watching? Do you like horror movies? Do you like romance movies, chick flicks, action movies, sci-fi? If you're into those type of shows or movies, that's where you should start. I like a little bit of everything, so to me it wasn't as hard to pick a topic or a genre for me to read. So, if for example you like Game of Thrones, The Hobbit, Harry Potter, I would recommend reading fantasy books. Literally, that's where they got those movies from. It is from fantasy books. You like chick flicks. Trust me, a lot of those chick flicks come from books. There's so many romance books out there. If you liked Hunger Games, for example, Hunger Games is dystopian and the movie is based on the books. So the books are out there for you. Just think of the movies that you like, and that's where you can start picking a book that you're going to enjoy. Okay, tip number 2, you want to start slow. Set a goal to read for 30 minutes. Just start slow. You might say like, oh, 30 minutes, it's a lot of reading. Trust me, it's not. Once you get into the story and if you're really enjoying, 30 minutes is going to be like nothing. You don't want to get too overwhelmed if you've never read before. Take your time. You'll eventually going to find your pacing and the way that you read. And if you don't want to like just focus on 30 minutes, do 30 pages. Again, it's going to sound a lot, but once you get into the story, 30 to 50 pages, it's not going to be a lot. One of these days, you're just going to be like, I am 150 pages in and I cannot stop. It happens to all of us. I promise you. Just set 30 minutes a day and you're eventually going to start catching into your reading routine. Then you're going to be like, I need 3 hours of reading time. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3. Now, you don't have time to sit down and read for 30 minutes. Give audiobooks a try. Some people say and want to argue that audiobooks do not count as reading. Audiobooks do count as reading. So, for example, me, I drive a lot for work. So, when I'm on the road, I just play an audiobook. I really enjoy audiobooks, especially when I'm reading fantasy books. I actually like to listen to the audiobook and read along. I feel like I am in the story when I'm doing the immerse reading, and I absolutely love it. Again, I do that a lot with my fantasy books, but whenever you're at home, doing dishes or when you're cooking or you decide to go for a walk, just listen to some audiobooks, and I promise you it's going to help you with your reading goals and it's going to help you get into the habit of reading. So give audiobooks a try. That is one of my top tips that I can give you because 75% of my books that I read in 2024 were thanks to audiobooks. So I'm just saying. Okay, tip number 4, get an e-reader. I have my Kindle and I absolutely love it. It is lightweight. It is easy to carry everywhere. It's small. It's not too big. It's easy on my eyes. I like that I can highlight. I like that I can look up words. And also, it helps because if I'm out and about, I can always just grab my Kindle and I read while I'm waiting at the doctor's office. If I'm getting my oil change, or if I'm waiting for my food, I love carrying my Kindle everywhere. But there's also other e-readers out there. I use my iPad for a little bit, but it's just heavy And everyone has their own preference. There's different e-readers out there. Make sure you do your research, but you can always start with the Kindle because those are affordable. I will be making a video about the different types of Kindles. Get an e-reader. So many reasons to have one, and I promise you, you're going to love it. This is tip number 5. This one is once you've already started reading, try discovering different genres. That way you can find what else is it that you like. I know there's some people that just like dark romance, or there's some people that only read historical fiction or self-help books. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone knows what they like. So that is amazing. That is great. But me personally, I like discovering new genres. I read my first sci fi book last year and I was just like, I've been missing out. And now I cannot wait to read other sci fi books. So don't be afraid to jump around and try to find what is it that you like. Again, not every book is going to be for you. And remember that reading is subjective. I like a little bit of everything. And last but not least, this is probably my favorite tip that I can give you, and it's going to be joining a book club. I joined a book club about 3 years ago. And by joining, I mean like one of my friends was reading the same book that I was reading. And then her neighbor was also reading the same book that she was reading. And they just kind of got together and started talking about it. And then they said, hey, we're going to be talking about this one book if you want to join us. It's kind of like a book club, but not really, because it was something that it was starting. And ever since then, now it's been 2 years being in a book club, and I absolutely love it. I have read so many books that I never thought that I'll be reading. Joining a book club is going to be one of the best ways for you to read more and read different genres, and join the book community. Like, there's so many out there. You can find them on Instagram, you can find them on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook groups out there. Word of mouth. Go to your local libraries, go to coffee shops, go to indie bookstores, whether you want to meet in person or if you want to do a virtual one. They have some weekly ones, some monthly ones. There's a book club out there for you. I promise you, it's going to be the best thing that you do. I love my book club girlies. I love my book community in general. So join the book club. So those are the 6 tips that I can give you to get you back into reading or to get you to read more. Join a book club. Try to read at 30 minutes or 30 to 50 pages a day. Listen to audiobooks, get an e-reader, explore new genres, or start with genres that you already know that you like based on the movies that you like to watch. Those are my tips. If you have any other tips for me or for the book community, let me know in the comments. Let me know what helped you get back into reading or what helped you now to read more. Make sure to support and subscribe. You can also find me in the other social media outlets. And you know what I always say, happy reading.